Hazbin Hotel Recast, probably one of the biggest criticisms I hear for Vivziepop, which many of you brought up in the comment section of my Is Vivziepop a Bad Person video. So today I wanted to go over the recast, my thoughts on it, as well as why ultimately it was a really unnecessary decision of her to recast, and some potential reason as to why it was done in the first place. As I always say, be sure to hit that subscribe button to this channel if you enjoy these videos. I do Helluverse content every week, so without further ado, let's get into this topic. Okay, so one of the most common criticisms of Vivziepop I've heard for Vivziepop, I've said that twice, is her recasting the original cast that played the Hazbin Hotel characters back when the pilot released, and that is my chair creaking, in late 2019. These cast members consisted of Michael Kovacs as Angel Dust, Monica Franco as Vaggie, Edward Bosco as Alistair, his speaking voice, and Gabriel C. Brown, who provided the singing voice for Alistair, McLaurin as Husk, and last but not least, Jill Harris as Charlie Morningstar. These were the original cast members for that pilot. However, when the main series got brought to Prime Video and came out, a lot of fans for the pilot and myself noticed, hey, why Angel does sound like he got his balls caught in the corridor? And this is when we all started to realize she don't change the voices on us. The new voices are Stephanie Beatriz as Vaggie, Amir Taleh, I probably butchered that and I'm so sorry, as Alistair, Keith David as Husk, Blake Roman as Angel Dust, and last but not least, Erica Henningsen as Charlie. Now, where do I stand on the recast? I'm honestly a bit indifferent to it. However, I still feel it shouldn't have been done, and I'm going to give my reasons here. First, why did they change? There's much speculation on why the voices actually were recasted. I've seen many speculate contract issues. However, that's pretty vague and really unhelpful for the fans wanting an actual answer. And it seems more so like a convenient excuse for the recast, not the actual reason why it was done. When most characters are recasted in shows, it's for one of three reasons typically. 1, the voice actor passes away. 2, the voice actor gets some bad stuff dug up on them and they are fired, or cancelled in a way. And lastly, they quit or a better voice actor is chosen to portray the role. So right now I will give you the actual definitive reason as to why the original cast was changed. That being the fact, Viv simply wanted Broadway stars for 2 main reasons. Reason 1, the celebrity status. Movies do this all the time. How many times have you seen a movie poster and have seen a huge celebrity's name at the top of the poster? When a celebrity is casted for a character, they are advertised as the celebrity and not the character they're actually portraying. Let's be honest, when a big actor stars in something, it gets more eyes on and attention on that product. That, and some people may actually just give that product a chance only for the sole reason that their favorite actor is in it, and not for the actual character or story at large. Which is a pretty dense way of going about finding a new quality show or movie to actually watch. But hey, that's just how the entertainment industry typically goes. Reason 2, Hazbin Hotel at the end of the day is a musical, folks. So during the development process of the main series, it's a safe assumption to say that Viv wanted to find celebrities that had a high status for more eyes on her show, as well as them having a long history of acting, theater, and singing, which would provide the characters with a wider vocal range. As well, it actually saves money. Think about it, some characters like Alistair in the pilot required an entirely different voice actor just for his singing voice alone. Likely because of the fact that the speaking voice actor is not a singer, which would require Viv to have to pay an additional voice actor, which having a Broadway actor, they can do the singing and voice acting seamlessly together. However, I sort of don't agree with that excuse, since if you think about it, it's Amazon and they're a billion-dollar company. Funding this show I really doubt is any problem for them. Hiring an extra actor to sing is not bankrupting anyone, especially Amazon. Was recasting a bad move? Okay, so with the reasons for the recast answered, and who used to play these characters versus who plays them now, was recasting as bad as people say? I feel we need to break this question into 2 halves. First half, was the recast a bad idea in terms of the acting quality, as well as their accuracy to portraying the character? Second half being, was the recast a bad idea in terms of respecting the original pilot's cast, and what it really means for the indie actors? To answer the first, I will say no, the recast was not bad in terms of acting quality and the character portrayal's accuracy. Every single new actor from Broadway brought on to replace them, and yes, I'm using the word replace as that's exactly what happened here, are not bad actors in any way, shape, or form. Each character they play are really well voice acted, and their talent and vocal range truly shine here. Are the voices different from what you remember? Well, yes, they are. But are they worse at acting and ruining the character? No, not at all. It's also not their fault they were casted to replace the original cast. It's not their fault, they're simply just doing their jobs. However, I will say I still prefer Michael Kovac over Blake Roman. For some reason, Blake Roman's portrayal comes off as a bit annoying to me and a little too zesty for my liking, for lack of a better term. Honestly, every other recast though, I really didn't notice on my first watch of the Prime series, and I actually only really liked the Husk replacement. But that recast I'm standing by since Keith David is a legend. Oh, and he is also the president from Rick and Morty, and yeah, that's cool I guess. And the second half, was the recast a bad idea in terms of respecting the original team who helped Viv get her pilot off the ground to begin with? I will be honest with you guys, I would say it was kind of messed up to pull that on the original cast, if you're asking me. If it was any other animation in Hollywood, who cares, get over it. Of course, that sounds a bit harsh, but the difference here is that the original cast for the Hazbin Hotel pilot, as well as the animators on that project, were indie. They were a family, and put a ton of work and passion into Vivziepop's concept and believed in her and her work. For them to be kind of sidelined like this just feels a little messed up. Almost as if they were so quick to be cast aside once Viv got taken seriously by a big corporation such as Amazon. It feels sort of like a backstab in a way. I know that may sound a bit harsh, but I'm pretty sure that the original cast was kind of expecting to be reprising their role in the future when the series took off and started full production. It was an indie pilot at first, but now that Amazon's funding it, this isn't indie anymore. And the fact that indie VAs and cast were kind of replaced by big names on Broadway, its transformation into the mainstream has been completed. And that does not have the right to be called indie in any way, shape, or form anymore, and it's losing the indie cast in being funded by and produced on Amazon Prime Video. It lost that indie YouTube charm it had. It now feels corporate, not to an unlikable degree, but it definitely lost that independent, homegrown feel that the recast sort of solidified that with the new corporate style. Overall, does this make Vivziepop a bad person? No. Was the recast a bit disrespectful to the original cast? Yes. Did the recast remove that charm and further cause Hazbin to lose that indie identity? Yes. Was the recast ultimately unnecessary? Yeah, I would say that. That's fair. But those are just my thoughts on the Hazbin Hotel recast. Did you prefer the original cast from the 2019 pilot? Or is the Prime Video Broadway actors more so your cup of tea? Let me know down in the comments. Be sure to subscribe for more Helluverse content. I'll have new Helluverse content every single week. As always, this is me, Axel, signing off, and you guys take care. Have a good one.